Welcome back, everyone, to the Digi-Showdown Season 2. It's time for another exciting time of Digimon Card Game action. I'll be your co-caster for today, Different Fight, and together with me, as always, is East. How we doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. You know, we've been watching some great games so far from our champion, Dan Bang. And look, if you're a fan of Jessimon, this guy is putting on a clinic. Some fantastic games between all the new kinds of decks and using the new buffed up Jessimon cards. But I heard his opponent this time, a fellow who goes by the name George Garcia, running that Blue Flare deck, is going to give him a run for his money.
Yeah, so Blue Flare, a deck that a lot of people are pretty excited about, I want to say. You know, it's like the themes of BT10. Obviously, everyone sees the pack card, they think Cross Heart. But Cross Heart, you know, and the save ability isn't just restricted to that. Blue Flare is kind of the accompanying deck, right? It is pretty fast. You can search through a lot of it and just set up in a very, very clean way. I think the deck is very fun to play, and it feels very blue in that sense, right? Like, the things that you'd expect a blue deck to do, it does that, but arguably better than some of the other blue decks that have existed, right?
Absolutely. Tons of value, tons of card draw. If you like having as much resources as possible, blue is definitely the color for you. Now, before we go into the game, I do want to hear what George has to say about the deck, because I'm sure that he has a really interesting take on it as well. Let's listen up.
My name is George Garcia. I am 27 years old, and I'm from Carteret, New Jersey. Today, I'll be playing with the Blue Flare deck from BT10. Well, honestly, I was curious about what deck they were going to be playing today, but I have confidence in my my skill and as well as my deck too. Definitely hoping to accomplish winning and you know, making a name for myself, really.
And so let's hop into the action here. George is going to be on the right, and despite the fact that he does have the Jessimon sleeves, again, he's going to be running Blue Flare, but our champion, Dang, is going to be going first.
You gotta love it. It's the bait in the sleeves. You know, you gotta beat your opponent's head before the game even starts.
Dan's like, is this a mirror match that's happening right now? So luckily I'm going first. I mean, I feel good going first in a mirror match, but I'm kind of scared. I know what the power of my own deck is.
Yep. He's definitely shown us. If you haven't seen the other games of the Season 2 Digi-Showdown of Dan Bang's Bracket, make sure you watch them. Like, you will not regret it.
Absolutely. Again, we're going to see. This is a pretty common start we see from him. The Searcher Huckmon here just to find some cards that he needs off the top of the deck.
Is that a Gabumon that George is using as his memory counter?
Dude, I want to know where I can get those. Those are so cool.
Yeah, I know a lot of people just kind of like find their own. Like, it's so cool. You sometimes go to card shops and you see people with like some of the most creative little memory counters. And I know that Bandai's kind of like released some of these kind of like mini chibi Digimon that you can just kind of use. I think it fits perfectly for the Digimon Card Game.
Yeah, speaking of good pieces to use there, Dan's going to grab both level 4 and level 5 Saber Huckmon and Bow Huckmon there. So his next couple turns are looking real clean here. Meanwhile, on George's side, he sees the Woopamon cover. He's like, wait a second. This isn't Jessimon. What is this?
All right. Well, Doki-Betamon plus Woopamon doesn't really reveal too much yet. This could be any blue deck right now.
Yeah, Doki-Betamon really good, especially against the Dan Bang deck where he can gain memory off of those Sistermons. He's going to be able to shut those off. And oh, I like this. Just going with the Sora and Joe Tamer to get that memory gain from those Sistermon who don't have sources.
That's a very good play against this particular deck. And, you know, I like it. You get given 3, you use 4.
Right. Now, again, for folks who don't know Sora and Joe, the Tamer here, if your opponent has Digimon with no sources up under them, then you gain 2 additional memory at the start of your turn, and then whenever you do attack with the blue Digimon, you take 2 sources from under a Digimon and discard them into the trash, which means you can basically create your own memory gain over the course of the game.
It's really good, especially, oh my god, especially when you have 2 of them in play. Oh my god.
Oh, this is disgusting. So if he keeps that Huckmon on the board now, with the 2 Sora and Joe Tamers up, George is going to go to a minimum of 5 memory every single turn.
That is incredible. And it looks like he's not going to let that happen. I think Dan Bang knows how bad of an idea that would be. You are gonna stay on 1. You're gonna have that distribution card no matter what.
You know, he's gonna promote the Midoki Betsumon here. Haven't seen any of the actual like blue flare cards yet, but hopefully we'll get to see some of those this turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like you still can't tell what he's playing. All right.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. Innocence Blizzard. So this is still technically you cannot tell what he's playing.
I love this. He's going to be able to trash the source up under the Bao Huckmon there, which now, again, puts Dan Bang in this really precarious position where if I don't have any sources, he gets 5 memory to work with.
Yeah, the Innocence was only like a 2 of in George's list, so it is pretty good that he managed to find it. But also wonder, like, what is the game plan here? Because so far, you know, as good as the early game for George has been, haven't really been finding too much of the actual, like, blue flare setup.
Yeah, again, maybe he doesn't have many of the cards. It seems like he got a pretty like tamer and or option heavy hand in the opening. So it looks like he's gonna have to search for some of those pieces. The good thing is, like we alluded to before, Blue Flare is excellent at searching. Probably one of the best like searching decks in the entire game right now.
Oh, absolutely. Like I think both of these decks are going to rival each other in terms of searchability. We know that Jessimon goes through the entire deck. You know, we've seen it reach the bottom of the stack that you already know because you've gone through the deck that much. But Blue Flare gives that a run for its money.
Yeah, he's going to go into Savior Huckmon again, denying George the 5 memory there. Let's see what George is going to do this turn, though. Again, he's got to come out with something, I feel, at this point.
All right, well, Baby Devon going to come on through, making sure all the DG-Eggs are ones that are able to draw cards and keep that card advantage going.
Yeah, this is the new Digitamo or Digi-Egg for BT10, allowing you to draw a card basically if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon even on the board there. He's gonna go to the Gaussmon. Now this is even better. Holy cow! Gaussmon is a crazy card.
And at long last, we have the grand reveal of George's deck. Greymon gonna be coming down, and of course checking the top 4 for some blue flares, which is pretty good.
On top of that, you know, I remember you talked about this at the very beginning here, that Digicross is not the only thing, or Crossheart is not the only deck that has that save ability. You see the Greymon there. On deletion also has save, so he can use those pieces later on under his Tamers if he needs them.
Yes, sir. All right, so I think we do find 2 blue flares. It is good.
Yeah, he is going to grab, I imagine, the Kiriha Tamer. Yeah, minimum 3 memory every single turn, plus the double Sora and Joe would be backbreaking.
Yeah, we're going to take it. Decadramon as well. This is a pretty good card. Your opponent sets up like 5 Sistermon. It's like, well, I guess I'll just draw a fresh new hand.
Yeah, Decadramon allowing you to on play, draw a card, and then for every Digimon your opponent has, draw another card.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Uh-oh, the Saber Huckmon here. He's going to start swinging out from Dan Bang's side.
Ooh,
finally not a Tamer there.
That's pretty nice. Like for Dan Bang, this is really hard because like the moment you start committing to the Sistermon, you have to just accept the fact that you are going to be giving so much memory to your opponent. So gonna do the exact opposite of that and pass on 1.
I will say that the one thing I love that Dan is doing right now is that he's only committing 1 Digimon to the board. Blue Flare, again, very powerful deck, but if it gets even stronger if you have 2 or more Digimon on the board. A lot of the Blue Flare Digimon gain additional effects if you have 2 or more Digimon on the board. So you want to make sure that you'll have 1 at the time so they can't get like even more powerful than they already are.
Oh, that's a big Jessimon in that security. Take out the Gaussmon, but you know you're happy to see that because of that on deletion effect. It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, again, Gaussmon just letting you play a level 4 or lower Blue Flare card suspended from your hand for free. So good.
Decadramon for the draw 2.
Love to see it. And again, Decadramon also has the save ability, so if he gets popped, then he's coming back later on.
Yeah, and essentially for George, you just have to, you know, play out your Tamer, and then you'll be able to finally proc those saves. All right, so this is one that's, you know, you're kind of losing out you can still put it under the Sora and Joe,
Oh.
but you'd have to wait for the tamer to come through to bring them out.
Yeah, he's gonna need the Cutie Hot Tamer. Really interesting there. George didn't use the Sora and Joe effect to get rid of the source from the Savior Huckmon. But, doesn't matter. Decker Dramon is coming out.
Yep. This is one of those trump cards that we've been waiting to see. Of course, with that bonus effect as well. Now can use a lot of these inheritance effects. But again, as you mentioned before, a lot of them ask for your opponent to have 2 or more Digimon in play, which Danbang is playing around very carefully.
Yeah, so the Greymon inheritance effect allows you to unsuspend if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, so he's not going to get that effect right now. But the Decker Dramon does let him freeze the Saber Huckmon on Dan Bang's side, so Saber Huckmon probably won't be able to attack next turn there. And Dan Bang's got to find a way to keep the aggression on, but not fold to this Decker Greymon here on the board. Yeah.
All right, well, let's see. For Danbang, it's finally 2 Digimon out to play.
Uh-oh.
But the sources can be stripped and the memory can be gained. So let's see.
Oh, he's going to use the from Master to Disciple here, I assume, to go into a Jesmon or the Saber Huckmon on the other side? Yeah, Saber Huckmon.
Yeah, we'll develop a new stack. Savior Huckmon gonna now be able to swing on unsuspended, but I'm assuming we're probably gonna go until the Blitz Jesmon here potentially. Let's see.
Yeah.
We see some.
I will say though.
Lead plays.
Yeah, I will say it does allow him to swing into the Madoki Betamon if he does want to get rid of it.
So we can do that.
Greymon effect here first, as always.
All right, Huckmon for the top 5 surge. We can find some Sistermon. So far, not finding too much. There we go. There's a block.
There it is. Yeah.
All right, just a
Ooh, Solomon. Yeah, this one only it lets you get all the Sistermon you find, but you can't get anything else. So you're solely searching for the Sistermon there, and that one's not bad. Getting a little bit of card draw, and it's a cheap 3 cost, right?
Yep, exactly. So pretty good. Overall, managed to find a Sistermon, which will be useful later down the line, and of course, take out that relatively annoying Madoki Betamon for later stages of the game. You want to be able to gain your memory because you don't play Tamers. At least Danbang is not playing Tamers in his deck list. I did mention this in one of the previous games, but if you didn't see it, that is true. The only way we're gaining extra memory here is through the Sistermon, so it's pretty important.
Yeah, meanwhile, on George's side, because Dan did play the Solarmon, he's going to get that extra 4 memory because Solarmon doesn't have any sources. Although I will say it is a good card to stop blue flare cards because they can't reduce the cost of their Decker Greymon and their Metal Greymon using the Digicross effect.
Well, Decker Greymon's going to swing. Does have Armor Purge as well, which is, even better.
Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to see, the Sora and Joe effect here. So now he can start stripping the sources off of things like the Saber Huckmon, and that way he can stop his opponent from searching out those Sistermon.
Very good. And now finally, the unsuspend from Greymon is going to come through as well, simply because finally Danbang developed a board. Like, this is the first time all game we're seeing a board with more than 1 Digimon.
Again, getting your Digimon frozen basically forces you to pull out that second Digimon, and by that point, you've fallen into the blue flare trap, I feel like.
Yeah, like, it's so cool because this deck basically says, like, okay, the one thing you have cannot attack. Ooh, Jesmon actually will be enough, but Armor Purge gonna do its job.
Yeah, Armor Purge lets you just basically pop off the top Digimon there, and then the rest of the stack just stays to fight another day. The question is this Decker Dramon long for the world? It looks like it might be, considering the Soul Rise coming out from George's side. Basically gonna Source Strip 1 and then get rid of the ability for 2 of Dan's Digimon to attack here.
Yep, that is pretty good. So everything that does not have the Judicial cards will not be able to attack. So what we've seen, as the tech in this list, and he's playing 3 copies of it too, so it's definitely pretty strong. Completely just stops their aggression, but even with 1 Jesmon, I mean, then that can go pretty far.
Yeah, Sorai is one of those cards that came out in the EX3 Draconic Roar Booster, and it is so good. Like, blue doesn't have fantastic removal overall, but it does have ways to freeze your opponent, and that's one of the new cards that does that.
Exactly, so. Alright, Male Bergermon gonna be found, as well as the Gauss one we saw earlier.
Ooh, yeah, the male Birdramon is good here. Now, if he could find the metal Greymon, he'd be in a fantastic position.
That is right. But even then, I mean, George is pretty close to having game. I mean, both players in a way are, but Dan Vang, it feels like every time he gets close, he also gets stopped in his tracks.
Yeah, again, had to pull out that second Saber Huckmon. Then he played the Solarmon, which didn't have sources, and just George is getting so much value off of this. He's basically forcing Dan out, and Dan's just falling right into the trap.
Yeah, like now that two things are trapped, you can't really do much about it. Like, they are going to be stuck here for good. And there's more copies of Sorai or other ways to, you know, just freeze your opponent's stuff.
So he is going to swing here into the Decardramon. Dan has been really committing a lot of attacks to the Digimon on board, having to save, you know, his security basically from all those potential swings.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. You have one security left. Your opponent luckily only has the one swing, but we did see earlier that there are a few hybrids with Kumamon earlier that was played, so you don't want to lose to a surprise hybrid either, which can definitely happen.
Yeah, here. Meanwhile, on Dan's side, another from Master Disciple. What is he searching for still? I feel like he's really got a board developed as well as the Huckmon there in raising. What is he going to grab off of this?
I feel like we're lacking a bit of the level 6s. You know, I'm not seeing much commitment, you know, like a Blitz Jesmon that could just come out and, you know, start swinging as well. So perhaps that's what we're looking for.
Well, he's going to get the Jesmon X antibody there, and I guess he's going to hold off on that until he's got more memory to work with. He's just going to digivolve into the Bow Huckmon and raising, just in case these Saber Huckmon get frozen again.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sora and Joe, ×2. Gain that 4 memory. All the way up to 6.
He's got the world at his fingertips at this point. George can basically do anything he wants with the deck.
All right, Galzamon coming down again. That on-deletion effect, putting in a lot of work so far this game, and he wants to get more mileage out of it. Just keep it going, turn after turn. But honestly, George is getting pretty close to game. Now it's just like not getting too greedy. All right, we're going to see the Bow Huckmon. It is going to take out the Greymon, but the save effect is live. We do have more Tamers in George's hand. And with 6 memory to work with, you can do quite a lot.
Oh, yeah. He definitely could play the Kitty Hot Tamer if he wanted to at this point. I wonder if he has any more of the, like the Deca Greymon or the Metal Greymon here.
Let's see.
Oh, this is going to be another Greymon here. Oh, wait, what?
Ooh, Metal Greymon with the Digi-Cross.
Oh, is this game then? Does he have... The only play is going to give the Metal Greymon Rush.
That's right. This is going to be able to attack the turn. There are no blockers on board. And it looks like... Wait.
Oh, no!
It's too much memory.
The Solarmon!
Oh, you're right. You're so right.
The Solarmon, stop!
Oh, my God. The effect of Solarmon stops you from reducing play costs. George got a little too excited there. I definitely understand, though. Like, I would have done the exact same thing.
Oh, man. So normally Digi-Cross, whenever you put the Digimon up under the Metal Greymon there, you can reduce its play cost, but the Solarmon is going to stop that effect for both players, which means George basically just gave up his turn.
I mean, he put up a threat, but that's 3, 4 attacks. This, oh no. Even with just 1 memory, like, there's still 4 attacks.
Oh no, that
George! It feels so bad. Like, he was really controlling the pace of the game so well, but that Solarmon, like, there is a reason why this card is being played as a tech right now, because you have Cross Hard, you have Blue Flare. These are 2 decks that are just doing so much of the current format, and this is the answer to that.
Keep in mind, though, that Metal Greymon is going to still put a damper on Dan's board because it does allow him to freeze a couple of cards. So I don't think Dan's got game just yet, but if he can find a way to take out this Metal Greymon, he'd be in a fantastic position.
Well, let's see it. There's 0 security left.
Yeah.
That warning sign is flashing for Dan Bang. Cannot afford to take a single swing, and there is a Digimon in raising too, so
oh no,
gotta try to go for game this turn.
Is there any way he can get some system?
Oh, he's doing it!
God!
Oh, he's doing it! The Chimeramon is gonna come out.
just when you think Dan is down and out, he finds a way to bring himself back to life in this game. He's gonna play the Chimeramon, gonna DNA Digivolve here, which basically gets around the Metal Greymon's freezing effect. So now this Chimeramon for 0 cost Digivolve is gonna slot in the Saber Huckmon underneath.
Oh, the unsuspend. Oh my god. The Savior Huckmon to save the world. This is the one. And the Jess one with the Blitz to boot. Oh my. I'm having major deja vu right now.
Right now, the question is, does he have enough Sistermon here after this attack to like block the attacks coming from George's side? Let's see the Huckmon here search.
Come through.
No,
so
where
far,
are the
nothing.
sisters at?
There's the one.
Not the blocker he's looking for. That's got the reboot on it. Sistermon CL.
Yeah, that's right. So let's see. What is he going to play out? He does have the option to play out. Actually, no, he does not have the one that plays out from Trash. Does have the blocker, though. It's finally live. That one's going to unsuspend. It's the one of, it is a restricted card, but it's still there to put in some work.
Oh, the question is, does he have another Sistermon? Is there another way to get one out? I don't think there is.
Ooh, Kirika comes down on the board.
Tamer.
Oh my. There's another swing and the blazing memory boost.
Oh my goodness. This security is doing work on George's side right now.
And he's gonna go to 8. It feels like both decks are trying to answer to both players as much as possible. Like, it felt like Dan Vang potentially might have had the comeback there, but George is just managing to find. He's just managing to see the pieces, and the security's answering to him to be able to close out this game and see Long gonna block, but that's just the one.
Yep. Does that mean that... oh, yeah, he is also going to unsuspend here from the Greymon's effect. So even with the Sistermon Blanc gone, he's still got 2 more swings left, and I think that's going to let him close it out.
That is right. George Smokio is going to take the game, and another challenger claims the $1,000 prize.
And so there you have it. George is going to be taking home those big bucks, that $1,000 prize, taking it over Dan Vang there. We talked about it before. Blue Flare has so much good value and resource. We saw the card draw, we saw the memory gain. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like Blue Flare has such a nice game plan, and you just kind of have to play into his hands eventually. And honestly, I want to hear from George. I feel like that was such a crazy game. There were so many emotional moments. I want to know what he thought about it.
Honestly, I went into it playing a little nervous, I feel. But like I said, I just believed in my cards. Definitely the ability of the Blue Flare deck to stun the opponents so well. And that definitely gave me the advantage because, especially against the Jesmon deck, they like to just keep playing their cards, like with the Sistermons and stuff. So I had to, be able to stun that. They did exactly what they wanted to, and honestly, I felt very confident in the build that I had, and I'm definitely gonna play this in the set coming out.
And there you have it. So, heard from them himself. Blue Flare is a really cool deck. Like, to me, one of the favorite things about it is that you basically are forced to play into it eventually, right? We saw that Dan Vang was trying to avoid it, trying to stay with one Digimon on the board, which of course undoes some of the efforts that Blue Flare wants to do. But you end up kind of in this situation where it's like, okay, if that thing gets frozen, you're gonna have to promote. You're gonna have to play something else. And honestly,
right.
We just got to see it, and I feel like Ace, that was such a great example of what Blue Flare wants to do.
Yeah, you cannot run, you cannot hide. Once the Metal Greymon and the Decker Greymon go up, they've got armor purge, so they're going to stick around. The Digicross cards and the Male Birdramon and the Greymon in that deck allow you to unsuspend and then freeze more cards. And like once that happens, like you're basically just getting like rolled over. And then to make matters worse for your opponent, or better for you if you're playing Blue Flare, the Soul Ride card introduced in Draconic Roar just slots in so well with that deck. So look guys, if you want to get your hands on these cards and more, listen up. The Digimon Card Game set Cross Encounter features multiple characters from the Digimon Cross Wars anime. Take advantage of the new Digicross effect to enhance your deck. The box hoppers for this set features one alternate art tamer card and a starter deck entry pack. The theme of the Digimon card game theme booster Draconic Roar is dragons, and the set features some of the most fearsome and powerful dragon-type Digimon there are. And these cards aren't only powerful, this set features some of the coolest looking artwork ever released for the game. Additionally, the box topper features one of 6 possible alternate art cards and 1 possible secret rare card. Be sure to collect them all. The Digimon TCG Cross Encounter and Theme Booster Draconic Roar are both available now at stores near you. You know, DF, we've been talking about some pretty cool cards releasing, but I feel like there's one other thing that folks at home should be excited about.
And what's that?
This right here. The Digimon Battle Hero is finally releasing in America. The idea behind this revolutionary new toy is to move more, battle more with your favorite Digimon.
What do you mean by move more, battle more?
Oh, well, the Battle Hero tracks things like your heart rate, steps, exercise missions, as well as trophies you earn to help the Digimon inside grow stronger and digivolve.
Yeah, I already knew that. I got an uncle that works in Bandai. And you see, the cool thing is that as you're going around exploring the world, you can actually tap your Vital Hero against various NFCs, and then there you can battle against various other Digimon, to help you grow throughout your journey. And that's not all, because of course, on top of that, you can also fight against your friends and family against their Digimon and train and grow stronger together. And that's not it, because the Vital Hero also has the Vital Bracelet Lab app where you can transfer and store your Digimon there, raise them, you can evolve them, and get all kinds of different items, so make sure you don't miss out on that too.
Alright, well, I also have an uncle who works at Bandai, and he told me some secrets too. For example, besides and alongside the Vital Bracelet Lab app, the Vital Bracelet Arena app is also set to launch. There you can store your Digimon and participate in 2v2 offline battles. They're also planning to have Battle Hero events where you can battle and increase your rank. Which means, DF, I need you out there, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 miles a day so we can reach the top ranks. Oh yeah, there was one question I did have though, maybe you could answer. I don't actually know, how do I put my favorite Digimon on the Vital Bracelet?
Yeah, so the cool thing is that the Vital Bracelet comes with Digimon of its own, but if you want to get some others, there are separately sold dim cards which come with Digimon of their own, which of course you can train, raise, evolve, and do all that great stuff together, so I'm sure you'll find the perfect partner for you as well.
Alright, well in that case, let me go find my favorite Digimon, get moving, and if you folks out there see me, prepare to catch these hands, or feet. You know what I mean. Anyway, folks, go grab your Digimon Battle Hero today and move more, battle more. Don't miss out.
Vital Hero. The wait is over. Your adventure begins. Unleash your inner monster. Harness your power. And never give in. All heroes rise to face the challenge. Where will your adventure take you? Move more, battle more. Vital Hero.
And that is it for our 4th game of this bracket of Digi-SHOWDOWN Season 2. And right now, Dan Vang is at a 2-2 record. I'm having a little bit of deja vu over here, but this next game decides it all. If he can finish positive, manage to get that 3,000, that 3-2 record, or if the challengers can take one down and feel at least good, they want a collective 3,000, we're gonna have to see next one, right, East?
Absolutely, guys. Don't go anywhere. Come back for that last episode to see Dan Vang's finale run here at the Digi-SHOWDOWN Season 2 for the next episode.